Not the music you were expecting? Know what you're getting into with your music and your internet. Straight Up Internet is $50 all in, no hidden fees. And like this music, you can even pause it. Straight Up Internet, know what you're getting into.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Pound for Pound Kings of Conspiracy. Straight out of Brooklyn, New York, you're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show.
What's up, y'all? Jah Jah's here. No fear, yo. Straight up from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, New York. Live. It is.
We got a hot show for you guys. We got a lot of topics.
It is August 14th, 2015. And you're listening to the excellence of radio execution. This is the Bruce Montalvo Show. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're listening to, live and worldwide. I want to give a big shout out to our friends listening to us in everywhere from South Africa to the UK, as much as I hate you blokes, Mexico, everywhere, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what? You hate everybody.
I hate everyone equally.
I know, because I'm
But I do want them to tune in every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, like they're doing now.
That's right, Bruce.
Anyway, we had a lovely, lovely dinner this week. We went out, with some friends and family, and we have to be the only talk show hosts in not just New York, but worldwide that get a sandwich from Katz's delivered straight to their house, and then in the same day, we eat at Carmine's. A little bit salty, though.
Yeah, those people who don't know what Carmine's is, it's a family-style Italian restaurant with really great Italian food.
Really great.
And they give you, ginormous portions. But, it's not, gross, buffet stuff. It's really just, family-style, so they give you gigantic dishes to split with, 4 people.
Literally, when we got out of that joint, I felt like Krispy Kreme donuts.
I don't think you could ever look like them.
I felt like that, though.
You didn't look like them.
I was stuffed.
Yeah.
So, all you neocons that are jealous of my excellence, and you want to eat Katz's, and you want to have Italian in the same day, you want to live the New York lifestyle that I'm living right now. Yeah.
They can't. It's too hard to live here. You know what it is? All these talk show hosts, they try so hard.
All these neocons.
Yeah, and they're beggars.
All these Clinton plants and operatives.
Yeah, all these shills and seemingly truthers and seemingly conspiracy theorists. They're all debunkers. And they're all there to shill and give you disinformation from Wrench, from Nori to, you name it. You just name them all, every single one of them. There's too many to even name. I'm not even going to give them press. But I'm just saying.
They're all scum. They're all Jesuits. Scum!
Yeah, and they all look for handouts. And not only that, are they trying to sell you survival gear and fear, but they're already being paid for. They're already pre-scripted, they're government operatives, man. All these people do, you can't get the news from them, okay? You know what? Let's cut the chitter-chatter. We already made our statement. Let's just talk about what we were going to discuss about the fact that nobody had any issues with the last GOP debate. Not one single one of these candidates had any issue they wrote on. How could they talk about dead babies or, food or whatever, the stupidest things possible, the lowest common denominators, and you can't even remember the stupidity that they talked about. And then the next week, Hillary's popping popcorn, munching and laughing at these guys like a bunch of jokers. Ready. Yeah, and what does she do? She says, I'm going to put in $350 billion into education because we're in a nation of debt because of this.
She's just catering to the socialist, the Fabian socialist, Marxist, communist bloc. Okay, but it's more than that. It's a Nazi bloc. Okay, I'm going to tell them something that they probably did not see coming. Well, they did because they have their NSA intel.
They did not see?
Okay, this is going to be hilarious. All right. 9/11 was a Nazi job. Nazi job. Let me repeat that again for all you mentally retarded idiots out there. 9/11 was a Nazi job. That's right. Okay, you go back to the comic book, the Marvel series 100. It was a comic book too. I'm somewhat of a comic book buff, but I'm not like the nerd, the fat geek that looks like Clyde Himmler from The Simpsons. So I may be getting it wrong, but you got a mental image. In this comic book, it depicts the Twin Towers destroyed, and what do you see? What's the flag that you see hovering behind the destruction? You see the Nazi flag. Okay, that's not some alternate timeline. That is reality. Okay, that is reality. The Reichstag happened, and then 9/11 happened. History repeats itself, ladies and gentlemen. You know who's behind that history? The Nazis. How do you expect? You were talking about the GOP, Jah.
Yeah.
How do you expect these dynastic families, these scum, like the Bushes and the Clintons, especially Vito Corleone, Jeb Bush, okay, who admits that he's basically from a crime gangster syndicate family. They're the same Nazi family that were brought along to the U.S. under the Vatican's command through the Nazi rat lines. Guys like Bormann and the Bushes, they created the CIA shadow government, this paramilitary unit that is a provocateur unit that if you want to get rid of ISIS, ladies and gentlemen, get rid of the CIA. Anyway, how is this schmuck, Jeb Bush, they call me Jeb, Mr. Vito Corleone, how is he going to protect America when he couldn't even protect the Twin Towers? I heard he was in charge of security there. None of these neocon buffoons dare to even mention that. Why did this idiot buy them off?
No, because they're all nepotism. What did Trump say to Ron Paul? He gave him Trump,
Mama Luke Fanuc.
He gave money to Ron Paul's campaign.
Oh yeah, he said it right there. So all you truthers, all you tinfoil hat info whores, there you go. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Yeah, Rand Paul. Rand Paul. Who else did they get money from? The KKK. That's right. I gave that Rand Paul, that Ron Paul. I put this bumper sticker on my car, and I gave them money with my hat. Yes, sir.
And that Boy Love Foundation also.
Oh yeah. For those of you that aren't aware, because you tune into this show, you're not aware of many of the things that me and Janine are aware of. Me and Jah Jah are aware of. Ron Paul is down with NAMBLA. NAMBLA is down with Ron Paul. They're homeboys, man. They're part of the same clique.
Well, that's the whole thing right now. We're probably going to have the first president is going to be not only a woman, but she's going to be a gay woman. And you know what?
Some lesbian XXX action going on in the White House.
We'll have two first ladies. I think she should just get admitted. I think that Hillary should just be like, all right, Bill, you making me look bad, all right? You really got problems with that Epstein running around in yachts with little 14-year-olds. Forget Monica.
That's right.
You're starting to make me look bad, kid.
The Franklin scandal continues.
She'd be like, this is the year of the gay people. We all are allowed to get married.
Dear
you know what
God.
I'm saying? Like, just come out with it, and she should just be like, and then she'd have everybody's support. She'd be
really?
like,
She's got to ditch Bill, and then she would get the lesbian vote 199%. I mean, she already has it.
Well, not just lesbian. She'd get the gay men also, and she'd get all the women,
Yeah, right,
and all the women that have been abused
they'll
by men.
sympathize because these men, even her lesbian girlfriend Uma Thurman, whatever her name is, the Muslim Brotherhood woman. Even she was abused by her hubby because her hubby couldn't resist himself and like a moron tweets pictures of his junk to the NSA. Just
okay,
like,
but I had
like
somebody...
Geraldo Rivera tweeting pictures of his old man chest to Harry Reid. Ugh.
Yeah, but I had a guest on my old show, Damage Control, and he actually he was gay, and he's kind of very effeminate in a lot of ways, and very like a pretty, he's not a tranny or anything like that. He's just who he is, but very kind of pretty-looking man, and he told me that Weiner was all over him.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it does. He looks a little squirrely, that Anthony Weiner, that's for sure. But again, ladies and gentlemen, it's just pathetic. The GOP is pathetic. It's nothing but a bunch of shock jocks, a bunch of entertainers, a bunch of pimps and hoes, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. We're going to expose it right here for all of you who have this belief that we're going to be transformed back into greatness because of Donald the Trump with his fake freaking wig. It's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is a pimp. Didn't we find out? I mean, nobody's talking about it. This guy his whole marriage is basically legal prostitution. I mean, he's a John. He married one of his own hoes. Okay, he married as Butters from South Park would say, his top biatch. You know what I mean? He married his top biatch. And
all of them, though, every single one of
them.
This guy,
what's he? He paid a woman in gifts so that she could practice, she could move up in the beauty pageant if she gave certain guys oral sex.
That's what she said. She admitted to it. Actually, that's not even you can't come after us for slander or libel or nothing like that because she admitted it. We got the article where she said, if he wouldn't have married me. The question was like, well, would you have married him if he had so much money? If he didn't have so much money, if he wasn't giving you all those gifts? She goes, well, would he have married me if he wasn't so beautiful? I mean, this is who talk show hosts are behind these days. They're behind the lowest common denominator of intelligence.
Big breaks for BJs.
A man who has that's what it's called, big breaks.
Oh well, that's what it's called. That's what one of the articles is titled: "Big Breaks for BJs: The Dark Underbelly of the Miss USA Pageant." I mean, Donald Trump is a pimp, ladies and gentlemen. He's nothing more than a sleazy pimp, and he's no different than these scumbags that
anybody
run around, beating women. The only thing is that he's got a lot of money. That's all. He's like the ultimate pimp.
Well, he knows how to work with the law.
Or he knows how to manipulate it and make it work for him.
He said that twice.
And if you want to read this article for yourself, go to exposednewsalternative.wordpress.com, and it's top stories, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump prostitution pimping scandal exposed. Everyone in the media has been engaging in slander, damage control, and talk around the issue that Donald Trump is nothing more than a charlatan, no good, fake, wig-wearing pimp.
And just remember that when they use damage control, they know very well that has been the title of my upcoming album.
Oh, well, you have it copywritten.
Well, the album is...
Own
nobody can own the actual
Well, it's a
name.
word, but I mean, you do own it.
But I also had a talk show named Damage Control to try to push, the whole concept of me trying to clean up everybody's garbage.
That's right. And that's what this alternative media is. It's just a bunch of garbage. Okay, we are at the forefront. We are a revolutionary force. We are the true alternative media. Okay?
And we'll cover everything. We got law, we got politics, we got health remedies. We talk to you straight, person to person. We're not going to talk around the situation. We got some occult specialists coming up. All kinds of things. Just tune into us every Friday night, from 9 o'clock Eastern to 10 for now, until you beg for us to keep coming back longer.
That's right.
We're not even going to ask you guys for money. We're doing this for free, for fun, for blanks and giggles.
That's right. Another thing that's interesting to note is that The Simpsons, ladies and gentlemen, predicted that Donald Trump would be the president in the year 2000. And I saw a recent interview Trump had with Fox News, I believe, or I think it was like one of the other, eyeball ABC networks, whatever the hell, the Illuminati networks that so graciously promote Trump. And it looked just like that episode, Trump-tastic Voyage, where he's at a mall, there's people behind him. I mean, look at the predictive, subliminal programming behind this. I mean, people are just like sheep being led to the slaughter are getting behind this pimp this Nazi pimp at that, Donald Trump.
Wait a second. Speaking of, we call him a Nazi, okay? But it's not really said in light, It's really said.
What do you mean? This guy tweeted.
Right.
This guy tweeted a photo, a mock photo of Nazi soldiers, like they were American patriots, like they were some of our own guys, like some GIs or something. But no, they were Nazis. He quickly redacted it, but
okay. But
I mean, come on. I mean, every chance he gets, he's hiling Hitler. I mean, what's the difference between Donald Trump and Donald Duck in that Nazi cartoon?
Okay,
there is no difference.
There isn't. What's funny is that we kind of scratched a little bit of his genealogy, up, and it looks as if one part of his family was related to Spears, Albert Spears, who, very interestingly, like I said last week,
he's got a very German chin.
He apologized for what he did, Albert Spears. Now, the funny thing is part 2 of this is that after our show, and he said that blood comment, blood.
Blood coming out of her ears, blood coming out of her wherever.
Nose. Oh, yeah, of course. It's everybody else's dirty mind. After that, what did she say?
Oh, she said, I'm sorry. Bimbo at 11.
Didn't. No, she didn't. She said, I'm not going to say I'm sorry.
Well, sorry was still thrown out. But let me tell you something. Bimbo at 11's recent hijinks have been premeditated, predicted in the future, in the Illuminati card game. That's right out of Stratford, Texas.
That's right.
Anything out of Texas, I don't trust. Okay, except some of their steaks. They got some good Angus beef, and even they even lie about the Angus.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's a marketing ploy. It's like Chilean sea bass. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I guess all they really got going for them, it's so hot out there. I've been out there a couple of times. All they really got going for them is their steak and their guns.
But you know what they say?
Now.
They say Angus beef, right? But where they probably have the cows, raised like a mile away from Fukushima. They're doing that with Dannon yogurt. That Dannon Yogurt purchased a piece of property not far from the Fukushima plant, and they're supposedly, going to be producing cows with milk and yogurt that's going to be produced from the Dannon farms right near Fukushima. So if I was you, I would stay away from Dannon. And if Dannon wants me to shut up, they can sign me the check, please.
They are not going to sign you a check. It's, as scary as this might sound, it's much cost efficient for them to buy a bullet that's not even worth $2.
That's right.
That's how these guys operate. They're gangsters. There's no difference between the mafiosos, the mafiosis that you saw in the Godfather films, and these illuminated ones that are running the show today. And it's not a Jewish coup d'etat. That's another thing I want to tell you.
God.
You idiot truthers out there. You're so stupid. You contradict yourselves. You think you're so smart, don't you? Okay, but you're a bunch of fools. 9/11 was an inside job. Okay, you say that in one breath, and then you go ahead and say, oh, it was the Israelis that did it, the Zionists.
They were jumping up and down. We saw them. Yeah. I know. They were my friends, actually.
Yeah, they're probably working for Alfred Rosenberg and that concentration camp they call Israel that Eichmann dreamt up.
That's right.
Why don't you moron imbeciles kiss it?
Kiss Kissinger's butt.
That's right.
Do. Kiss his butt, because that's what you guys are doing.
Oh yeah, and Kissinger, he's a top globalist. No, he's not. He's just a front man. All these guys are front mans, and you got the front man of the alternative media fronting for the front man. There's nonstop fronting. 24/7 with these scumbags.
I'm really disgusted with one talk show host that said something about, there are bad Jews out there.
Well, you know what? We're the baddest Jews on the planet. And if you want to find out, I dare you to come over here and meet me face to face, and you'll see how bad I am. You'll see how bad I am. I can chew bubblegum and tap dance at the same time, you fat bastard.
That's right. He wants to play games, Okay, but you know what? All these guys are real punks, because every single one of them, they're laughing and they're telling you they're for the people. Meanwhile, they got NSA, Intel, 24/7 right on their Skype. We've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen it. We worked there. We worked together at the same situation.
I didn't work there.
Okay, we worked not there, but yes, an offshoot of it. It turns out that
we know scumbags in the alternative media that we had to just run away from, because these sick scum swine were using these tactics.
Intel tactics.
Okay, they'd have these fake callers, first of all, but then the ones that aren't fake callers, they call in, and if they have any type of gripe with the talk show host. Okay, they start to get slammed by the talk show host with these like hidden secrets that only the guy on the other line would know. How does this guy know that, you know, he's got this disease, or he watches this or that, or and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Because they're spying on them.
They know right away. They got somebody, not them personally, like, you know, when so-and-so, you know, every day is gets his calls, he doesn't know but what you're doing. The NSA intel, his snitches do, and they send him a Skype on how to attack him. So, like, when somebody calls, he goes, "Oh, what are you, a lawyer? What are you, a doctor? Oh, I know. Would you cheat on your kid, your wife, and you have 3 kids?" And they're like, "Oh, I gotta go now. What do you got? Scabies? Would you give your wife herpes? Oh, I gotta go now." Oh, because they know, because NSA snitches that work for these people who that are bought and paid for and work for the government. Okay, they are working to propagandize.
Government officials.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should change their title from talk show hosts to stock show government official hosts.
Yeah, exactly. They're stalkers. You want to tune into them? They're stalking you. Don't call. You call them, forget it. You make yourself known. You're on the targeted individual list then.
Oh, man, you're a kooky retard from Wisconsin.
No. Yeah, maybe they then can sell you then some survival foods or whatever else. They'll try to push some guns on you.
Oh, God.
You know.
Well, there's nothing wrong with guns. Okay, that's the front line. But retards with guns, I mean, that's the reason why the Second Amendment is here, so that I can have my castle doctrine and blow you away because you're a retard coming at me with a gun. So I have the right to have a gun.
Fascists, you know what I'm saying? All these how come all the white fascists are getting guns, you know, all the ones from the Texas area, you know, and so forth. They're all running around screaming the Second Amendment. But my mother gets an email from a Jewish friend of her, former freaking cop, and he's writing these speeches about how bad guns are. And he's supposed to be Jewish. He's one of these freaking crypto stupid idiots. I told my mother, this is what Hitler took the guns. I said, the first thing they took. And this is what the Talmud said. The Talmud says is that you have the responsibility to protect your home and your family, and you shoot first before they shoot you, and that is in the Torah.
That's right.
There's no way around it. I mean, Jews are being misled by idiots like my mother's friends. I said, please don't send me this guy's garbage anymore, this Masonic creep, that, you know, this ex-cop. You
got to be a Mason to be a police officer, 5-0, you know?
That's right.
It goes hand in hand. And, you know, that's the thing. These talk show hosts want to say that, you know, it's the decline of the white man. Meanwhile, they're in a jacuzzi somewhere talking about how it's the decline of the white man, a bunch of fat old white guys that made $87 million working for Stratford, you know, with a cigar, pretending they're Rush Limbaugh, because everything this guy, El Rushbo, Jim Morrisseau, does is quickly emulated by them. I just wannabes, man. I mean, can't you get your own shtick? Are you that much of a loser? You got to copy everything the Lizard King does?
Well, it's Operation Mockingbird. You say something, then they all say it. If you write something on your computer, you know, you better watch out when you write it, because if you write it before their show, they're already saying it. They're already trying to give you...
Oh, yeah, they'll even scout the same guests you have and then put them on a week later.
That's right.
Yeah. It's really ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. But again, we are infiltrated by nothing but government officials from NSA, CIA. They're all in the alternative media. And they're all
in the
twisting.
mainstream media too.
Well, that's a given. But I'm trying to highlight the fact they're trying to pass off as you know, sheep in wolves' clothing, pretty much.
For the people.
Yeah.
They're all for the people. They're all for your rights. Meanwhile, they're laughing at you at night, you know, talking to their Nazi buddies, all of them with lineages into, like, you know, Operation Paperclip.
It's amazing because these guys, every chance they get, they just kick themselves in the arse, pretty much. They kick themselves right up the Sphinx with their speech. They let themselves be known. I mean, they're straight up Holocaust deniers. I don't have to be a scholar. I just have to hear the way the guy talks. Okay? Oh, anybody who is sympathetic to what the Germans did, you're scum. Okay? Anybody that is alive right now that was part of the Nazi Party, here's what I would do. Round them up and throw them head first into the ovens so they know what it felt like. That's right.
Maybe the showers first.
No, head first, like in Goodfellas, how they grabbed the postman and they threw him right into the freaking oven.
No, they should go, come here, you dirty pigs. Come take a shower.
I don't care if he's 95 years old. I want him...
Mitt Romney's father?
I want them freaking deloused and whipped. Okay? No, really.
Yeah.
No, I mean, in all due seriousness, the crimes of the Nazi... They're not some defunct
But you know, guys like Eichmann didn't even have blood on their physical hands.
They won the war.
But some of the most biggest names did not even shoot anybody. They were just involved with the plotting and the planning.
Yeah, I mean, how many people did Hitler actually shoot?
Right,
Anybody ever asked that?
No, I did. I've done that many
times. It was the guys doing the dirty work for
like Franz Stengel.
For Pope Pius.
Yeah.
Guys that worked, like you said, Franz Stengel out of Treblinka. All those guys are the guys that had blood.
Hans Franz. Yeah, they just were like dumping the Terminator, what's his name? Not Dr. Death. Yeah, Dr. Death, the Terminator. So, yeah, he was there killing in Austria.
Guys like Mengele, who would perform some of the most gruesome, grotesque experiments on mankind. I mean, he would take these midgets and pour boiling hot water into their eye sockets to see if their eyeballs would change. And I think that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to figure out how he could hide their Lebensborn, the future leaders of the Fourth Reich.
Yeah, well, that was the whole thing.
Like, how can we hide them? How can we repress their looks, their very German chins.
Their ugliness. So they blended them, and also at the same time,
and make them superstars.
They were killing
idols.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted the perfect super soldier. They want the perfect looking ideal man in their eyes.
Captain Fourth Reich.
I mean, if they say blonde hair and blue eyes is what you need to look at for the vision of beauty, well, then that's what they are going to try to get, which is what Operation Lebensborn was about, which was to breed as many decent-looking blonde women. I say decent because, I saw what they looked like. They weren't all... They were just like blonde women with decent features.
Some of those SS guys were so hideous.
Ugly that
they had to bring in a pretty like blonde-haired, blue-eyed Lebensmama.
Goebbels was so ugly, I mean... But look at
then they get guys like Clint Eastwood, right?
Yeah. Possibly.
Where Eagles dare. All these top guys. Why do they always gotta dress up as Nazis? I mean, everything from Ronald Reagan to Clint Eastwood. Screw all of you. Screw all of you that think that Nazis are cool.
Yeah, John Travolta did. Tom Cruise did. They all did. All Nazis.
You guys could just
Hollywood
go to hell.
Nazis. But they don't dress up as what their family is. They dress up with another Nazi garb, not directly related to them. But speaking of Hollywood Nazis and crypto Jews, what's up with that 98 Jews that voted for the Iran, to give Iran nukes, and like it's such a joke because I've actually done serious sniffing into these Jews, into a lot of Jews, and to these fake Jews. And everybody likes to say the Jews run Hollywood. They don't. You know what? Most of these Jews are not even Jews, really not Jews, okay? They've been born, they were Nazis that were hidden. And they're just, or they were families that were saved from that, they were liberated. And I've got pictures that trace to some of these people's bloodlines. Or if you look at some of the Buchenwald pictures, I mean, how come one of the guys looks exactly like Barbara Streisand? The other guy looks just like Adam Sandler. I mean, let me tell you something. These people are just, this is what I think. The government, the United States government, when they liberated Buchenwald and all the concentration camps, whatever the Jews were left, the ones that snitched and ratted out all their the other Jews, right? They took them and they said, all right, now we're going to bring you, you need a place to go, you're going to come with us, you're going to do what we say, well, don't worry, we got you, just you're going to work for the government. So now you have all these government employees, you even got a few Jews, they might even been real Jews. But then they flip-flop, they just do whatever they're told now. If they say flip-flop on this issue, they flip-flop on this issue, and that's what it is, these people, like Roseanne Barr, for example, she admits it. She's not, she's getting, she says she came out as Jewish, but she's nothing Jewish. And she even says she practices Mormonism, a couple of days a week. I don't know one Jew that's going to practice Mormonism. The LDS Church raised her. So all these people are hidden, and they're taken on positions. You know what? And I'm going to put it out there. I don't even know if Woody Allen is Jewish. Okay, he just might be a German that looked Jew that they put in there for power. I don't even know that Spielberg is Jewish, even though he showed up at my mother's temple. Okay, he could seriously be a German that was liberated for some reason, like a soldier, family of a soldier, liberated, came here, and now works for the government.
Yeah, they got him working
psyops. Propaganda.
They got him doing propaganda like Goebbels.
That's right.
They're slaves. The propaganda continues.
The whole illusion of fame in this country is such an illusion. They give you the concept that, America, oh wow, it's the land of the free. You could be a famous rock star. You could be a famous writer. You could be a filmmaker. Meanwhile, you look at every one of these guys, they're so connected, there's no room for you. Let me tell you, these guys...
They're all connected.
They're all connected. They will throw you under the bus. They try, the minute you try to get up and up, they'll take your stuff. They'll throw you out. They don't want you there. Okay?
Exactly, and it all goes back to the 1950s. Okay, when some of the Lebensborn grew up and, they needed jobs. These guys, they're a coven. They're a sick, satanic pedophile coven, and they have their own little neighborhood out in Los Angeles. Okay, the Devil's Real Estate, Laurel Canyon.
Yeah, Canaanites, Laurel Canaanites.
The Laurel Canaanites is what we've dubbed them here on this show. Okay, these heathens, they're controlled by, what was it that we found out? The Prospect or the final
the Process Church.
The Process Church. Okay, so that's the final process. If you want to make it in the industry, you gotta hail the goat. You gotta hail the Knights Templar God, the Baphomet.
But you have to. You can't just be a fool and be like, yeah. I'm gonna be praying to them. I'll do anything. I'll sleep with this and that. No, let me tell you. And before they bring you to Laurel Canyon, that's not how it goes. You had to have been somebody before.
You got to be part of the coven. You got to be part of the military-industrial complex coven. Mm-hmm. Okay, you got to be the son of this admiral, like Jim Morrison. Mm-hmm. Like Jim Morrison, whose father was instrumental in kicking off the Gulf of Tonkin and the Vietnam War. And it's funny because when Jim Morrison died, the Lizard King, when he died, his father's mission ended.
Yeah. And what did you find out about Janis Joplin? Her dad, or was it real dad?
Her real father was a big time owner in Texas Oil and Texaco. Mm-hmm. Okay, and who knows what happened there? Someone definitely could have given her a hot dose. It's easy. The easy explanation, the easy way out is to say that these people were junkies.
Yeah.
Drug addicts.
Well, gets them into
That's the MO right there. They easily whack him. Oh, yeah, he was just a junkie. He was a drug addict. He was a crackhead. What do you expect? But, yeah, her father had big-time money in the oil industry, Texaco, and that's most of these groups are manufactured by the CIA right out of Laurel Canyon. They brainwash them right out of Lookout Mountain. We used to be an Air Force base. You won't believe some of the people who had top secret clearance to this basically brainwashing lab.
Yeah, you said you've even found Marilyn Monroe.
Everybody from Marilyn Monroe to Ronald Reagan, Bing Crosby, you name it. They were all there. Walt Disney, who again was had a personal relationship with J. Edgar Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover being a 33-degree Mason. Walt Disney was also part of the Demolay Freemasons. And you got to be part of the coven.
It's funny you say something
You
about
have
Walt
to be
Disney.
part of the coven.
I was just reading this. It said additional signatories include former U.S. Secretary of Commerce Mickey Cantor, philanthropist Eli Broad, billionaire Qualcomm founder Irwin Jacobs, architect Frank Gehry, and former Walt Disney trustee Stanley Gold, along with a slew of rabbis, former politicians, and businessmen. That's what Those are these high profile individuals
that are opposed to
not giving
our enemies a nuke.
Yeah.
What was it that Obama said the other day? It just boggled my mind that he said that, the people who are the most responsive to getting a weapon are the same people that are chanting death to America. So we have to hear them out. So we have to hear out people who want to kill us. These are the most adamant people that we must arm. I mean, is this guy an idiot? He's losing it.
Well, he thinks that Americans don't have any thinking skills anymore because, we did fund Al Qaeda, we armed them, and then they ended up fighting them. So it's just...
And we're still fighting them now. We just changed their name. It was just corporate rebranding. We just changed their name to ISIS, which is even more indicative of esoteric, occult, Illuminati symbolism. Okay, the Mujahideen turns into Al Qaeda, turns into ISIS. Meanwhile, they're all operated at the very top by the stinking Pope and his bitch, the Queen of England.
That she is, God save the Queen, the fascist regime.
Hey, apparently they're saying somebody's going to kill her. The assassination plot, yeah, right. Kings and queens do not die. Okay.
So the MI6 was behind...
You mean all those Satanists out there in London?
Right, we're behind the Protestant Church and also Laurel Canyon. So what about, did the British, people like Rolling Stones, did they go to Laurel Canyon also?
Yes, Mick Jagger had a house in Laurel Canyon. Let's go to even modern. I mean, everybody wants to talk about the old bands. Oh, the Byrds, the Mamas and the Papas, Jim Morrison, yes. But they don't talk about the new acts.
Pink Floyd,
I don't know if Pink Floyd went out of there, came out of Laurel Canyon, but definitely, they're a bunch of Nazis too.
Heil Hitler.
But the Red Hot Chili Peppers came out of there.
Yeah.
And one of the most influential Satanists in hip-hop, this producer Rick Rubin, produced. Anybody associated with Rick Rubin is associated right out of Laurel Canyon is a Satanist scumbag. Anybody. I mean, everybody that this guy has worked with. Red Hot Chili Peppers, they produced Blood, Sex, Magic. Doesn't get any more occult than that, right?
Tell us about this.
They recorded it. They recorded it right in Laurel Canyon in a haunted house out of Laurel Canyon. No different than the CIA's mission with Charlie Manson. He was actually out of Laurel Canyon too. He was a musician, but they used him for false flag ops, obviously. Trent Reznor recorded an album over there at the Sharon Tate house. It's the same thing. These musicians channel this type of dark, satanic energy for their albums, and they have these producers that probably practice cold-eric magic and all this.
And probably like
esoterica.
bisexual, just deviancy.
Well, that's part of the satanic experience.
Yeah, have to be a bisexual.
That's how, not just bisexual, but you have to be into group sex. Yeah, because the best way for them to conjure up whatever demon that they are trying to conjure up out of the 72 demons, or probably even more than that, out of ancient Egypt, okay, which predates Israel. So, F you.
Right. Whatever they're
anti-Semites. I mean, that's the way they worship, in group orgies and orgiastic sex.
That's right. That's how they get their power, and that's what the Process Church was about. You can do your own search about the Process Church.
What about that symbol? Also, I mean, it looks like
a swastika.
It looks like the Iron Cross, Maltese cross mixed into a swastika. That tells you right there. It's the Fourth Reich's children. Okay, the Fourth Reich's coven in L.A.
It's their coven. It's their church. They're not Christian. They're not Jews. They're not. They go to they're Satanists.
They're paganists. They're Satanists.
Pagan Satanists.
Luciferians. They're just evil folks. Okay, and
the only reason why they're able to still get together is because they support each other in their evilness. They suppose one of them has like
they're like Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah, like suppose actually one will slip by and actually feel bad for the Jews, like that families killed, like God forbid. But they would then probably get a phone call from their handlers that would say, you should come out with
snap
us.
back to reality.
Yeah, these people, they don't matter. It's just war, forget that. Because now they have been breeding, like I was stating, they were popping all these women out everywhere. It doesn't matter if they were married to them. They could have they had so many affairs. Hitler was so into like the illusion of marriage, but actually was pushing so many extraneous marriages.
Well, that's what Himmler was doing also.
Not marriages, I mean affairs. Yeah, Himmler, but Hitler was sort of like behind so many things. Like I know Goebbels, I was reading that he wanted to divorce his wife, Magda, her name was, and he wanted to get rid of her, and it was like done. He was like into some other chicks, and she was upset, and she was a very high, powerful family, and married to a former very wealthy businessman, and he kind of like entered that family, uplifted. He gave the illusion of his name, and then Hitler was right there involved, saying, no. He wrote to both of them, "Oh no, I want to keep you guys together," and so they stayed together for the illusion of marriage, while guys like Himmler and Goebbels and every single Uncle Janklin, all these, what's his name, Janklin?
Friedrich Janklin. No, really, we have the satanic children of the Third Reich, which is now the Fourth Reich, in America, running the show. I mean, how else is it that the Empire State Building gets lit up with an image of an Indian deity that resembles Satan, that pretty much is Satan? It's the goddess of destruction. What's the Fourth Reich trying to tell us again? That they're preparing for another Nazi inside job?
That they've gotten control. I mean, I think after 9/11, the fact that, nobody's really understood it, came to a real solid conclusion. You have a lot of shills running around telling you this, the other one contradicting and telling you this, all covering for the truth that they were mini nukes, that were planted there in the basement, right by the gas tanks. Which is why the first few guys had their skin blown off, and that's where the fissure started. Right. That's where it was planted, because that's when they started shipping out the swine flu. It came into dry. It was little canisters that were reactive to the boiler room. So all they had to do is open the can up and put the can, and that's how the bioweapons are being shipped and stored these days. Which showed up in Der Spiegel. It was proven, with a trip that was, and it was a train that was in Lausanne, that they had swine flu on ice, and they were in canisters. And I've seen photographs of these particular canisters, and they're created, guess where? In Republic of Georgia. So they have they're creating bioweapons there that mafia guys are paying like millions of dollars for, whatever the hell it is. And that's what happened. They got the most expensive ones, are about $5 million each. Those are the mini nuke ones, but those are a chemical mini nuke. It was a cold process, cold fusion mini nuke, and it was planted there.
Well, riddle me this, Batgirl. Who let them in there? Who was in charge of security at the Twin Towers?
2 weeks before they had a drill.
Right? The Bushes.
Yeah.
The Bush crime syndicate.
Corleone.
Vito Corleone. I mean, those two idiot sons of George H.W. Bush, they're just for show, Okay, their mom's related to Aleister Crowley. Okay, that's why she's so freaking ugly. But they're just for show. I mean, their mom probably calls more shots than they do. But you know who's calling all the shots? Their daddy. Their daddy, broken neck and all.
Yeah.
I really wish he would have broken every bone in his entire body.
Okay, whatever.
But come on.
I don't wish that
He's
on
running
anybody.
the show. If I'm going to wish harm on anybody, it's going to be the Bush family. Okay? Especially H.W. Bush. That scumbag has murdered so many people. And he's the reason that when I was growing up, we had such immense poverty. I mean, I have family members losing jobs left and right after he decided to unlawfully invade another country just to bring up the economy of our own country through the manufacturers. manufacturing of war.
Right, but he's the same evil Jesuits that, been around forever. He's no different than the guys from the Spanish Inquisition. And you specifically are sensitive to it because you're Sephardic and you're Jewish and you know about your family's history. They were completely tormented,
Humiliated, burned at the stake, tarred and feathered. I mean, you're right. If there's somebody that I should hate more than Bush, it should be the Pope. Because the Pope just declared himself God. He just declared himself God, and he wrote some bogus law straight out of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, destroying every corporation in the world. This guy now believes that all your production, even our production with our own small business, anything that is produced now, the Vatican mafioso Guidos, basically Iranian Persians, because they want to say they're Italian. I don't think so. You're a freaking Iranian, okay? That's why you have such a big, disgusting nose, you freaking Iranian, and your pubic hair face, whatever. Like, I love all people, ladies and gentlemen. I was talking about Ahmadinejad, not the populace in general. But that's what I'm saying. The Pope has declared himself God. Has made every corporation, has brought every corporation's production under his thumb, under the Vatican's thumb. So if we're to produce some jewelry or anything, I didn't build that. The Pope did.
That's right.
So now we got to watch out for the Pope because he's got a pen and he's not afraid to use it.
Well, like I said, the whole music industry and the whole movie industry, I've already heard this from insiders, that every single paycheck is a little snippet of it that trickles down to some mobster's hands. So he's there, one guy at the very end, and I heard who he is. Okay, but he's getting trickles from this one, from Brad Pitt, from Jolie, from whoever, everybody,
Fish Lips,
from 50 Cent. Yo, that woman is such a intel. She is such a
CFR boobless scum. That was another psyops trying to get women to cut off their plumpy pleasures.
Can I find out if she really cut him off? Because I think that is such a lie. How come she didn't show?
And what's up with Brad not caring? I mean, if we were insiders and the Illuminati wanted to cut your boobies off, oh my God, I hate even saying that. I would just be like, no. You know what? In fact, I would say, hell no.
Wait, speaking of boobies and hells no. What's up with that?
I'm an advocate for boobies.
Yeah, you are, but what RT isn't? Are they all gay? See, I think that Tourette syndrome. I mean, Terrell. What's his name? Jesse Ventura's kid.
Don't you be talking about my son now.
Okay. Yeah, but
I love him, and he loves you.
But that show, they don't like boobs, and the only person who likes boobs.
It's not that show.
You're
getting it confused with another RT show. It's this fake wannabe guy that looks like cross between a Filipino Bill Hicks.
Oh, it's that show.
Yeah.
All right. I can't hear in the commercial.
Bill Hicks Tonight, whatever. I don't want to give a plug to that crappy show.
Yeah.
Anyway, you have a laugh reel. You're not funny. Find the nearest window and jump out of it.
Jump.
Please.
You could have a mattress underneath, but still just jump.
No.
Or trampoline.
No mattress. Just jump right to your death.
So what's up with Hillary, man? I mean, Hillary. What? So I really think she should just say, "I'm gay, everybody. I'm gay." That's what she should say. I'm gay. You know what I'm saying? And everybody be like, "Oh yeah." You know what I'm saying? This is the year. You want to come out, Hillary? Come out, rainbow and all. Actually, scratch the rainbow. I hate the fact that gays
co-opted the rainbow.
I hate that. I hate it.
They co-opted. What's that ice cream with a million flavors? They even co-opted that ice cream. Now that ice cream is gay.
Everything's gay.
And if you're eating that ice cream, you're gay, folks. That's bad. Don't be gay.
Don't be gay.
You're bad.
Don't be gay.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get serious here.
Well, how about putting in some real music? So listen.
Yes, tune in to. Talking about music, tune into some real music, ladies and gentlemen. Jah Jah just released the hottest video ever, and I'm not just saying it's the hottest video ever because I got some nookie during that video, folks. All right, so it was real hot, super caliente, muy caliente. Okay, so no, just be sure to tune into it. Go to YouTube, Ross Jah Jah, That's Jah.
No, just type in "break the door down."
That too.
Jah Jah. Jah. Are we playing it?
Well,
30
we
seconds.
can't play it right now. But they'll hear it. They'll hear it, and we're playing it after the show. You have your show, the 3-hour Jah Jah radio music hour, and let's play it in a second, folks. Actually, I wanted to discuss with Jah Jah here what's going on with this Chinese devaluation. Okay, they devaluated their currency, and I want to know if there's going to be a trickle down effect. While I set up this track here, so you can just hear how hot this song really is, and why they don't allow real artists to thrive. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have the most banging hits and you have the hottest everything. If you're not part of the Laurel Canyon Coven, then they don't want you.
Let me tell you something. This is such well-founded research, my friends, because I know how great I am. And I don't mean to be conceited, and I'm not trying to brag and boast. But you see, I work hard. And I work hard to perfect something. And when I do, and everybody I know is saying they love it and they're blown away on the real, they look me straight in the eye and they go flipped out with their mouths and their jaw drop. Every color, every race, every age, it don't matter. And I get little kids singing and grown-ass black men. Excuse me, but there's no reason why my music shouldn't have been penned.
They're crip walking and crip talking, doing the crip walk. Let's let them hear just how cool and how hot this latest track of yours is. Just play it for them real quick.
This one goes out to todos mis amigos, todos mis gentes, todo mundo. Ay! I'm making this song so catchy when you hear you can't ignore it. You're shaking the fuck so much the boards are breaking, shooting shorty. I'm just adoring your reporting this historic moment with disobeying orders. Break the door down. I'm making this song so catchy when you hear you can't ignore it. You're shaking the fuck so much the boards are breaking, shooting shorty. I'm just adoring your reporting this historic moment with disobeying orders. Break the door down.
You hear that? You hear that? I mean, you heard that, right? Yeah, excellent that sounded. It was great.
Yeah.
Why isn't it
being more?
Why isn't it being played on all the top
I don't know
radio
why
stations?
it's been played on the show right now.
We can play it again. What you want to end the show like this?
I want you to play the track.
Karaoke, doing it global, working the mojo.
Yeah.
So know my whole stuff.
I'm working the
Nobody
mojo
else
right now on the
played
mic.
I keep
Playing
it
it on the
cognito
radio.
with my alter ego. When I see Los Amigos, I'm in Puerto Rico. Necesito
This is what they're missing out on, ladies
as far
and
as the East goes, the me could you fritos. When I'm doing the
Hey, I ate that
tango,
one.
juice like a mango. I screw up my angles and get all entangled and strangled by gringo.
So-
I'm sure to get bankrolled. If not a
They know how awesome it is. They've heard it. They're going to hear it. What's your take on the whole China devaluation thing? You think there's going to be a trickle-down effect?
I have no idea. I just buy from China. I don't care. Like, I buy Chinese products straight from China. I have a good relationship with China. They send me everything that I buy. I buy some sterling silver that's like good price. You know, they make nice jewelry findings. I test everything. I get honest ones. I get some beautiful gemstones like jade. It comes. You can only get that stuff from China. So I deal with a lot of like international gemstones, and America doesn't have all the gemstones that we need, friends. Okay, we just don't have it. So I keep a good relationship with China. I have no issues with it.
Well,
With the
I do
country.
have an issue because the CIA, if you recall, the CIA put Mao in power in China, and they are working to make China the new world reserve currency. So you see China are some of the dirtiest players in the stock market game, and you see that they magically bailed out Greece. Okay, and now everybody's hurting for money. Now you go to the store and the garlic costs a little more, the yogurt costs a little more.
A lot
Everything,
more.
that's what I'm trying to tell you, is that everything's going to cost a little more. So
You know what I would do?
It doesn't matter what business we do individually. As a whole, America is destined to succumb and be number 2, if that, to China's number 1.
Okay.
That's very scary.
I mean, Chinese is Chinese and Russian is Russian. They're in their own language. They're in their own customs. They have their own way of being. I'm in no danger of my dollar becoming a yen.
You know, this is the Pope's doing also, right?
Yeah.
Because the IMF and China seem to be teaming up to directly attack the U.S. currency.
But let me tell you something about China. There's a reason why there's countries around the world other than America and Italy, because we would have been
Well, that's where this money's going to, Italy.
But what I'm telling you is that you have to look with every yin and there's a yang, because maybe China is the one that's protecting us from a full-on control of the Pope, where they can control the world. I don't think the Pope controls China. Okay, but yes, you're right to have a beef with China, and you're right. Every single country, every single leader, every single one of these guys has their hands up, hiling something. You know something? Every single one. A ruler is a ruler is a ruler. But people are people are people, and the average person is not your enemy. And I'm sick of this. Everybody from alternative media to government to politics, everybody's trying to make you fear the next man. There's no fear with the next man. You should fear the government. That's why the government tells. That's why in our Constitution it says you could have your own militia or whatever, have your own guns, protect yourself, right to bear arms. You know what I'm saying? Freedom of expression.
You say militia, but most of these militias out today are working hand in hand with Blackwater, with these private paramilitary organizations, and they don't care about you. Okay, they don't care about your First Amendment rights.
Well, certainly not my Jewishness.
Whether they're retarded or not, whatever people protest, they have a right to protest, whether I disagree with it or not. And these idiots think that just because they could fire an AR-15, they could go up to these people, whoever it is that's protesting. I may be against what you protest for, if you're anti, killing babies and whatever. If you want to continue putting babies into the hands of the golden Moloch, whatever you may protest, people that are in these militias that are connected to CIA paramilitary, they think they have the constitutional right to intimidate other people. I don't think that's fair. I think that's when people start being afraid of these idiots, that's when you get real tyranny. Because these idiots are no different than the enforcers for the Inquisition. They had enforcers, they called them familia. Okay? That's what these militia are. So, yes, it is good to have militia, but the militia has been perverted.
So then you're...
So be your own militia.
Be your own militia, exactly.
You care about your own people, and if your neighbor's cool, you care about him too. If your other neighbor's cool, care about him too, and enlighten him and tell him that Hillary Clinton is scum and not to vote for her if he's a stupid libtard.
But Trump is really, really scum. I mean, first of all, that man will take...
Pimps and hoes.
You know what?
Pimps and hoes.
This man is so low. I mean, you think about what happened at Sandy Hook here, the hurricane, right? Over in Jersey and in New York, and they just pushed people out. They just used their little harp, little hurricane, blew off the property, and boom, there's like Trump invested.
Yeah, then you see Chris Krispy Kreme in a pink shirt getting interviewed.
You put a guy like Trump in, he's going to use harp like angels playing in the heaven. Things are going to be like, see, I want this property. Hurricane it.
It's going to be Trump. There's going to be Trump plazas everywhere.
Yeah, casinos everywhere. Your daughters will be prostitutes. Your nieces will be prostitutes. Your nephews will be prostitutes. Whoever's will be prostituting for the slightly a richer class. Because
it's not like they're going to be prostituting for themselves, even though it's one of the oldest professions, and frankly, I think people have the right to do whatever the hell they want with their own body. And, but this guy, Trump's he takes advantage of everything. He takes advantage of the laws. He'll take advantage of you, ladies and gentlemen. So please just throw some cold water over your face if you're in love with Trump and do the research. You'll find out that he's nothing but a sleazy freaking pimp.
Yeah, he's got direct relations to this Turkish guy from a yacht. They talk around the fact so many journalists have been scared of Trump coming after them for slander.
Well, you saw what happened to Bill Cosby. He destroyed Bill Cosby. Well, Bill Cosby destroyed himself, but he also helped too.
Yeah, but this guy was already busted for having underage kids, illegal Ukrainian models, Turkish models. He was a Turkish businessman, total partner with Trump right there. Trump's been on his yacht. So I'm saying, this guy,
snap at him.
He knows the media. He's got, all his boys are in propaganda, so they're going to make sure that his name is clear. Well, let me tell you, his name is not clear. All right, the way he talked about Lindsay Lohan, how she's doing bad, and that's how he wants to talk. That's how he's going to talk to all of you. You just put yourself
like you're Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, pretend you're Lindsay Lohan now. Okay, put yourself. That's how he's going to talk to every single one of you idiots.
It's a train wreck right there, just like he is. It's another train wreck. That reminds me, we started off the show by talking about how we had a nice family dinner on our way to Carmine's. Remember all those Trump places? He had this dirtbag, this douchebag.
Blocked everybody's view
on
the west side.
On the west side here in New York.
We got 15
Everybody
seconds
hated
left.
it. It was very cool. On our way there, I got to see an SR-71, folks, on the Interpret. It was great. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we've run out of time. Remind you to tune in every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, and listen to the king and queen of conspiracy, Bruce and
Jah Jah. Peace, yo.
Take it easy. Hasta luego. Hasta la vista.
Yeah, go find us on Spreaker.
Order! The court has come to a ruling on the QT Snackle, and it finds it to be a food or a drink.
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled, based on QT's thousands of beverages from fountain drinks and frizzonis to fresh brewed teas and more, a Snackle can clearly be a drink.
Well, you make a great point.
Good. Then why are we yelling?
I don't know. Let's go get a Snackle.
Court dismissed.
When it's time to snackle, it's time for summer drinks at Quick Trip. QT. More than a gas station.
For over 5 decades, a true American band.
I've been through the desert on a horse.
This is America.
You can do that.
50th Anniversary Tour. An unforgettable evening with America. Friday, June 28th, 8 p.m. in the Diamond Center at Desert Diamond Casinos. Tickets are on sale now at the Reward Center or StarTickets.com. Presented by Desert Diamond Casinos.
An enterprise of the Donna Autumn Nation.